Good morning, ladies. How are you? First of all, if you're watching replay, drop me a hashtag replay below and tell me how many ladies you have sponsored this week. Let's start with that. How many have you sponsored this week? And tell me your goals. What was your goal for the month? So for those of you who don't know me, I'm Sarah Q. I'm a senior leader here. I've been with the company for a year now. And, I've had my ups and downs. Some months have been amazing, and some months I've struggled. And so I've been on kind of this roller coaster the last few months of trying to figure out, why do I have amazing months and why do I have the slumps? And a big part of it, if I'm being honest, is me. It's my consistency. It's my willing to push the envelope. It's my willing to put myself out there, which isn't always easy. Sometimes it's really super hard, actually, to put ourselves out there, right? So if you feel me on that, drop me some comments. Let me know if you feel me that sometimes it's really hard to put ourselves out there. And tell me, what are some of your fears about why you don't ask someone to join your team? Tell me about that. I see a couple of you are on, so I'm hoping I'll see a comment in a minute. This nice Facebook delay we get. I'll lead it while I wait for some of you to tell me what your fears are when it comes to inviting people. For me, I'm always afraid of being pushy. Does anybody else have that fear? Tell me below. Do you fear being too pushy, too salesy? Hey, Renee. It is hard. So what do you think it is that's getting in our way? What's our obstacle? Hey, Joe. Struggling most months, Joe. What do you think's getting in your way? Sounding pushy. Yeah, Michelle. That's a big one for me. I'm always afraid I'm gonna sound pushy or feel pushy. There's no's or there's being pushy. Yep. And we've heard, Elaine has given us the challenge before too, of how many no's can we get, right? It's about starting the conversations and not being so focused on the outcome, just on the steps, right? And on one of the trainings, I think it was in the recruiting boot camp that Elaine is running right now. But I used this analogy I learned a while ago. And trust me, I know sometimes it's harder to put it in practice because I struggle with it too. Joe, the answer is always no unless you ask, which is now I say this every single day. Yeah, absolutely. So something that I heard a long time ago, this is not a Sarah original. This is just something I picked up somewhere along the way. And unfortunately, I don't remember who told it to me, so I can't give them credit. It was long before my time with Ruby Ribbon. So, but they told me, be the waitress. When a waitress is working, she asks every single table, do you want dessert? And if they say no, thank you, or I'm too full, or whatever the case is, she doesn't get offended. She doesn't sit there and say, well, what did I do wrong? Why don't they want my dessert? Why, she just says, okay, perfect. And she goes to the next table. Would you like dessert? No, thank you. Okay, great. Goes to the next one, Excuse me. She doesn't take anything personal. It's her job. Her job is to offer dessert, and if they take it, wonderful, and she'll help them and she'll bring it to them and she'll make sure they have what they need to eat that dessert successfully, right? And that's our job. Our job is to offer it, and if they take it, help them have the right tools. If they don't, if they're not interested, that's okay. For me, I've spent a lot of time trying to convince myself, convince other people that, yeah, you really want to do this. You really want to be on my team, blah, blah, blah. Quite frankly, if you have to beg someone to be on your team, it's probably not the best fit. And wouldn't it be nice if we could get to that point in our business where we didn't have to accept anybody and everybody that would join, that we could be the person. Sorry, I keep getting distracted. My sponsor is Kayla Rutin, and she's texting me right now, and she has been a phenomenal cheerleader. I was going to get to it in a minute, but accountability has been a huge part of this for me. I'm totally jumping around. Sorry, I don't have a script. I just decided to go live on a whim, so hopefully we'll help some of you today knock out those end of month goals. So my sponsor is Kayla Rutan. I went to her at the beginning of this month and I said, Kayla, I am sponsoring 4 people this month. She said, okay. And mind you, it's been slow for me. I haven't really been sponsoring. And so I said, I'm doing it. I'm putting it out there to the universe. I'm sponsoring 4 this month. When they announced the director debut point system, I thought this is perfect. It aligns with my goals. We need to recruit in 2s. And so once I had 1, I had to get 2 because, I have to earn that point, right? And then once I got 2, I was like, okay, cool. I'm halfway to my goal. I can do this. And then the 3rd, and then my 4th one just finished signing on this morning. But when I was stuck at that 3 for the couple days, I was like, no. We are earning that director point. We're doing this. So part of why I say that is the accountability piece. Like I said, I went to my sponsor and I said, Kayla, this is what I'm doing. And she has helped hold me accountable to what I wanted. She's not putting her own goals or wishes on me. It's things that I've told her I wanted. So she's checking in with me and how are we doing? How many conversations have you had? What's our plan for the day? Things like that. And she's celebrating the successes with me. The messages I had to swipe away was her texting me because she got the notification that my girl just signed on, and she's, texting me hashtag goal crushing and, director debut, here we come. Yeah, absolutely, Joey. We need the passionate ones, right? So that was one of my secrets for this week is my sponsor. I lean to her, and I think that all of us need to do that. We all have directors. Go to your upline director. Some of us, I was talking to a leader the other day who her sponsor isn't very active in the business anymore. There's other people. There's other people that will help you and you can lean on, and you have us. We can lean on each other, and it doesn't have to be within your own team. The couple days ago, Amy, I don't know if she's still on right now. I saw her sign in earlier. Amy Rice-Levitt, she reached out to me and she was like cheering me on and so excited for me. And she's not on my team. We've bonded through some cohorts that Elaine Johnson has done, and we built a sisterhood together. So having that is huge. If I go talk to, my sister, in real life sister, and I'm like, girl, I'm trying to I have this goal. I want to recruit 4 this month. I'm struggling. She doesn't know what to tell me to do. She doesn't get the business like you all do. So to rely on each other in here as sisters in the business is huge. And you just have to. It helps. My other secret, which I don't think any of these are truly secrets, but I'm putting it out there just in case you've never heard it before or you need to hear it again. I have been so unattached to the outcomes of my conversations this week. I know the numbers that are out there, and I'm loosely following that. So for example, for every 10 people you get on the Cami call, statistics show that 1 will join, right? Just like statistics are showing us for every 10 girls that we get to step into a Cami, 8 will purchase. Now we know some of our numbers are higher and some of our numbers are lower, right? But you have some basic math to work off of, as a guiding post. So I worked backwards. My ultimate goal is 4 for the end of the month, right? So work backwards. If my only tool I'm going to use is the free Cami call, and I want 4 ladies, and 1 out of every 10 joins that logs onto the Cami call, how many ladies do I need to be on the Cami call in February? That's 40, right? 40 ladies on, 1 out of 10 join, that's 4 ladies. But how many do I have to ask to get on the Cami call? That's not a number that I know of that has actually been tracked. So I had to start tracking that for myself. I had to start watching that, okay, if I invite 10 people a day, out of those 10, how many are joining? Well, I ended up figuring out that my number is 1 out of 7 people that I ask. Yours, again, might be higher or lower. But for me, 1 out of every 7 that I invite to the Cami call actually gets on the call. So now I need to do some more math. If I wanted 40 ladies total in the month to be on the call, how many asks is that? For all you non-math people, I'm sorry I'm losing you right now, but I think it's super important to figure out what these things are, because if we think that by inviting 5 people a day to the camming call is going to get us, 10 new stylists in the month. That's not realistic. We need to actually know what we're shooting for. And if you're not a numbers person, reach out, because there's enough of us who are, and it doesn't take long for those of us who are numbers people. I'm a numbers person. So totally reach out to me or drop a comment below and I'll help you figure out your math. But it doesn't take long to figure that out. Once you know the equation, what you're looking for, it's a plug and play. You know what I mean? So, okay. So if I'm one in every 7, I needed 40 ladies to actually join the call. 7 times 40, right? I needed to make 280 asks. 280 asks to the camming call this month. So I had my game plan and I went with it. And this was early in the month I made that plan. I knew I wanted 280 asks to the camming call. I knew that I didn't want all my eggs in that basket, right? So I had to do other forms of things. We're learning the ACE training through Elaine, which has been huge for me. I really realized that I was skipping steps. Early when I learned the ACE training, it was blaringly obvious to me that I had been skipping the confirm step all along, that C. So I had to totally change up the way I was talking to people. And by changing that up, I took away my objection that we talked about at the start of this live about being scared of being pushy or being too salesy, right? Because when I use that confirm step, I'm no longer being pushy. You told me you want the information at that point, right? So, so when I'm leading off these conversations, like I just started one a few minutes ago before I joined on the live, and my wording to her is, "Hey, Brandy, so excited that you've been having so much fun in so-and-so's party. I think that you would be an amazing asset to my team. Are you open to talking to me some more about this?" Now, that's not necessarily the best wording, but she's responding and she's telling me, yeah, actually, I would like to hear more information, So, using the confirm step has been huge. And then I was learning, after I've dug into this a little further, that I wasn't always guiding them into the decision phase. We were spending too long in the engage phase, or we just dropped off altogether. We didn't actually reach a final decision. Even if that decision's no, we need to know that's the decision right now, So all of this is to say that the secrets that I have for this week of how I've recruited for since Sunday is consistency, every single day showing up to the business, every single day, which is hard because we work flexible hours, but the flexible hours are not optional. It is flexible, not optional. And for me, it's meant that I have had to learn to ask for help, around the house and things. I am a huge people pleaser. I don't know if you could ever guess that from me. But I'm a huge people pleaser. So at home, I tend to take everything onto my plate. I make the dinners, I do the dishes, I do all the stuff. I'm the one that's running my kid back and forth from soccer practice and this and that. And I had to learn that it's okay to say, whoa, I'm running a business here and I need help. And I'm very lucky that my spouse is very supportive when I put it to him that way, but he doesn't always see it on his own. Even as supportive as he is, he can't always see that on his own. So I've had to learn to stand up and say, this is what I need, I've had to be very consistent at showing up for myself. I have goals that I'm trying to meet. I had to make sure that my why was deep enough because there's days where I was tired. I work another job at a funeral home, so I get home and then all of a sudden it's like I'm tired and I just want to relax and I just want to watch TV. And then I remember why I'm doing this in the first place. Why am I hustling so hard these next couple months? Why am I in an all-in pace right now? And when I connect that why, TV isn't worth it. I would rather spend that extra hour or 2 hours, whatever that looks like, doing something productive for my business, right? And having those conversations, not being afraid to hear no, because it's my job to offer. I'm the waitress and I'm going to offer everybody the dessert. And if they don't take it, that's okay. It's not that I did anything wrong. It's not that I was too pushy or too salesy or too anything. It just wasn't right for that person right now, you know? So asking every single person, staying consistent, knowing what activities you need to do so that you can hit where you're at. Now, certainly inviting 280 women to the Cami call is a lot. And if you don't have a full funnel, you're going to struggle. That was my place. And if you're in that place right now, if you're hearing me right now and you're saying, I don't have a big enough funnel to ask all these people, then you're in the same place that I was at the beginning of February. And I'm going to tell you quickly how I got out of that place. And it didn't take long. You just have to be willing to put in some extra effort for the temporary. I found myself where my funnel was too dry and I didn't have enough ladies to talk to. I didn't have enough ladies to invite to the business. So I put it out to the universe and I booked a crap ton of parties. And I talked about that in a post, I think on this group. If not, then somebody tag me in the messages so I can put it here. But I literally kicked off 14 parties at the same time. I did it into one actually it was a multi-stylist group. I put my ladies in there too, because at that point when I was running 14 parties for myself, what was it to have a couple other people in there, you know? So girls on my team that hadn't been very active kicked off parties in this group. I did all the content for them. They just had to follow up in Messenger. It worked brilliantly. I cooked off 14 parties though. That was a crap ton of work. I'm not lying and I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It was hard and it was stressful. And there was moments that I didn't think I was going to be able to finish it. I thought I took on more than I can manage and all that. What I can tell you is my sales have been higher this month than they've been in a long time. My recruits are better this month than they've been in a long time. And my party bookings for March are already filled. I'm coming into March now in a relaxed state. I already know that my March is front loaded. I know I'm going to hit my leader status before the mid-month. So it puts me in a whole different mindset. When I came into February, I thought I have all this crap ton of goals and I have no freaking clue how I'm going to make it because my funnel's running dry. I don't have things in place. But it's all to say you can do it. And it just takes making the decision, being willing to put in the extra effort. My sponsor talks to me about Kayla Rutan. She talks to me a lot about how we have points in our business where we have to do different paces. Sometimes it's a relaxed pace. Sometimes it's an all-in pace. Sometimes it's a running pace. You know, you have differences and you decide what that looks like. If it's not the right time in your life for you to be able to run all in right now, you just can't, you know, you have to be ready for that decision. I was ready, went all in February, worked my butt off, but it's paying off. Because my sales are there. I've hit my 4 recruits. I am just stoked at what that means. And it is bragging a little bit. And it's not to be a cocky brag, but it's to show that if we decide that we're going to do it and we put ourselves into it, you can. And we've got the resources available to help us. It was around mid-month when I was stressed and knee-deep into those 14 parties that I said to Elaine Johnson, I said, I really need a carrot to chase. And I was totally unknowing that they had this contest going on that was coming up for the leaders and senior leaders. And she replied back, check your email tomorrow. There's going to be a carrot for you to chase. So then this contest was launched. And I tell you, it was like the light switch my brain needed. You know, I had been so deep into the parties and sales and all of that stuff. They put out this contest and it was like, yes, I can chase that carrot. I have a goal and I'm going for it, you know? And truly, nothing I did is anything special. Nothing is anything you probably haven't heard before. I've probably not shared any new information with you today, but I hope if nothing else, my passion helps you and the fact that I have been there recently and I'm climbing above it. So you can too. I have so much faith in y'all. If you get out there and just do the process. Be okay with things happening the way they do. I have absolutely been putting out a sense of urgency to ladies this week to sponsor. Monday, Monday I sponsored one, Tuesday I sponsored two, and well, the girl that signed up this morning was supposed to sign up yesterday, but there were some website issues. And I think I have another one signing on today. If she does, of course, that means I need to push for 6 now, because we talked about this at the beginning of this live, that I need in pairs. So for my director's points, I can't just do an odd number. That's just not cool. So when I'm talking to them, a sense of urgency. I'm wrapping up, I promise, because this is going on longer than I thought it would. A sense of urgency, even though the sale has been, for the extra cami in it and stuff, has been going on for what, like 2 weeks now, I think? Week and a half, whatever it is. Every day when I'm messaging the ladies, I'm not saying when the sale ends. I'm saying, if we get you signed up on my team today, there's a sale going on for an extra cami to be added to your kit that's not normally there. Now, is anything I said incorrect? No. The sale is going on today. I just failed to mention the fact that it's also going on tomorrow or the next day or the next day. Now, we're in a unique spot today that it really is the last day of the sale, so you can really use that sense of urgency today. But the point being, for future purposes, you need that sense of urgency. It's today. Today is the day you want to sign up. Today's the day we're going to kick you off and all that. I'm trying to think if I have any other nuggets that might help you. I know what I was going to say. Doing the actions, being comfortable if it doesn't happen on your timeline. It's a hard one for me, and I struggle with it. But I met a girl for lunch yesterday, and I thought I was going to have 2 girls sign on yesterday. I had one in the morning that was like, we were golden, we talked, she was ready, and she's the one that had the website issue, signed up today. But then I met a second girl for lunch yesterday, and I was feeling really confident she was going to be signing on yesterday. The lunch went great. She was happy. She's excited. And then I followed up with her last night, and she said she wants to join. She's excited, all that stuff, but it might not happen until today, being Saturday, or Sunday. And I said, okay, what's going on? And she said, I'm just super, super busy. I don't have time to sit down. And I said, I'm happy to help you, through the process. We can make it super quick. If you can give me 5 minutes of your time, we can have the kit ordered. And she said, well, I'm just not sure because my life is super packed, blah, blah, blah. And in my head, I'm thinking, this time we've gone back and forth talking about this, we could have already ordered your kit. But it's being respectful that she's telling me, yes, she's joining. She just needs a little more time. I've done the sense of urgency thing that the kit sale ends today. And she says, honestly, I'm not worried about the extra cami. That's fine. I know, she's like, I know I want to do this, blah, 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 blah. So long story short, I'm comfortable if she doesn't sign up until tomorrow. It'll stink because it doesn't count toward our contest, but it'll be the right timing for her. She'll feel comfortable. We'll get her on and everything's good. The seeds that we've planted will come to fruition. The seeds that I've been planting over this last month of hustling my butt off will come to fruition. March is going to be another strong month for me, and I can feel it because I'm seeing the orders trickle in. I'm seeing somebody I talked to 3 weeks ago that didn't have the money then just placed a $300 order with me yesterday. Those are the types of things I'm seeing happening right now that have me so pumped. And I'm actually in a hotel room. I don't know if you can really tell. So I'm out of town this weekend. I'm volunteering with some high school students with a leadership program we've got going on this weekend. Got to do a keynote speech in a little while to them. And it's a super fun time to be here with the kids. And I can't be fully invested in my business today because of it. I got here yesterday for this. And I'm through here till tomorrow afternoon. So you take those moments, though, when you can. Like right now, I had a little pocket of time. I got them into educational workshops, and I could sneak away to my room and do this and help that girl get signed on and all that stuff and make sure everything went smooth. So find the pockets of time, stay consistent, reach out to your upline, reach out, let them hold you accountable, do the ACE conversations through the whole process. Don't skip a step. When you skip a step, it all goes haywire. And if you've messed up before, this would be my last tip. One of the girls that signed on this week is one that I tried to get a while ago and it didn't happen. And it took some digging deep and getting over my damn self to come back to her and say, you know what? We talked last year back in May, and When we talked in May, I gotta be honest with you, girl, I really didn't even know what I was doing yet, and I didn't really do a good job explaining to you how awesome this business could be for you and your goals. Do you mind if we talk a little bit more about that now? And I put it out there like that to her. So I reminded her of why we were, talking in the first place a while back. And then I confirmed she's comfortable with moving that conversation forward. Once she was comfortable, we went in the engage step, talked through those things, worked through any objections, and ultimately I was able to lead her to the decision phase of saying, everything we talked about sounds like the best move for you would be to join my team and become a Ruby Ribbon stylist. We can knock those goals you have out of the park. What do you say? Are you ready to get this signed up today? Which kit would you like? This one or this one, And she signed up. So yeah. And I think a lot of everything I just mentioned today boils down to getting over yourself. And I have to work hard on that all the time. I get in my own way all the time. So, okay, ladies, I hope that something out of here helped, or if nothing else, my passion and my excitement helped. I hope that you sneak up and you knock me off of that top recruiter spot. Please do it. I will be so happy, and I will be the one cheering you on and shouting you out in the All Stylist page because you're a rock star. And I love the sisterhood I have with all you. Have a fantastic leap day, and I'll look forward to cheering you on in the group. Bye.